Pet hair can cause havoc on your washer and your dryer. You know, you've done a load of laundry, you've washed it, you take it out of the dryer, and then you realize it's still covered in hair. That's because pet hair can get clogged up in your washing machine. Luckily, there is an awesome product called the Pet Hair Dissolver. It's an enzymatic formula that you just dump in your washing machine, and it actually eliminates the pet hair, resulting in cleaner, fresher clothes. Here's how to get it. Go to tjritchie.com/deals. That's where you'll find the Pet Hair Dissolver. Again, it's tjritchie.com/deals. It's the best price you'll find on it anywhere.
News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT proudly presents America's coolest conservative. Well, proudly could be stretching it a bit. Welcome to the TJ Ritchie Show.
All right, let it play for just a second there, Isaac. I got a little problem I'm trying to fix. Okay. All right, I don't know whether this is a problem or not because I'm not exactly what you would call technologically advanced. But a lot of people, if they're not technologically advanced, they will misuse the term illiterate versus literate. They say, I'm not very, I don't know anything about computers. I'm not very computer illiterate. No, it would be you're not very computer literate, like you don't know. But I'm not making fun of illiteracy. I know it's a serious issue. As a matter of fact, both of my kids were born illiterate. They couldn't read or write until they were probably around 4 or 5. They were way behind. So how are you, Isaac? You good?
I'm doing great.
Did Mr. Breaking Brett Jensen, a.k.a. BBJ, give you enough airtime today?
Zero airtime.
Yeah. Oh, my God, what a narcissist he is.
Wanted to save it up for this fantastic show here.
He does not share the stage with you very much, does he?
Not very much at all.
How about you, Lonnie Ray? You better today?
Feeling way much better.
All right. You don't have the bonnet on. You got your hair out there looking all pretty.
Letting it fly.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
His hair's looking way much better.
Yep. And he's feeling way much better. I think it's awesome. But yeah, I'm not technologically advanced, and I don't think that this is supposed to happen. So I have a webcam that goes into my Mac. And then I have the other USB-C port filled with something that is supposed to be recording sound into my Mac. And so when I touch my computer, I don't think it's supposed to shut down and restart. And it's been doing that a lot lately. So I don't like it. Y'all. So there is a lot going on that has kind of had me occupied today, and talking about the situation of illegal aliens or even people that come and get their proper paperwork and all of that, and how they don't assimilate into our society. You know, I talk about that all the time and how dangerous it is. And we just talked about the difficult situation and the dire situation where people come over here and they can't speak English, they can't read English, and they're given professional driver's licenses. Specifically, a commercial license to drive 18-wheelers. Now, I am from the rural deep south. I don't ever call them semis or a semi-truck. People where I'm from in Winfield, Louisiana, there are 2 types of trucks. There's a big truck and there's a pickup. So you say, yeah, so, I mean, this guy was just driving, minding his own business in his truck, and they go, what, was it a big truck or a pickup? I'm sorry, it was a pickup. All right, good. So I'll compromise and say 18-wheeler. But what if it don't have a trailer on it? What do you call it then? All right, I call it a big truck. But you got these people who can't even read the stop signs, read the other traffic signs and all. And this situation in Florida is just devastating, where an illegal alien, I believe from India, was driving an 18-wheeler and was going the wrong way. Instead of waiting till he got to the next exit, he just decided to do a U-turn, and he did a U-turn right into a minivan, killed all three people in the minivan. Okay. You've probably seen the story. But when you think about, okay, look at it this way. You're going on vacation somewhere. You're going to another country. And it doesn't matter whether it's one of your typical third world countries, that you would think of, or if it's just a place that's an island or something. The first thing you think about when you get there, if you get in a cab or you get in the shuttle from the airport, the first thing you think is what? Oh my God, these people drive crazy around here. How do they even know which way to go? You watch a movie, and the movie is shot where there's a traffic scene in a foreign country, not a westernized country. And you think, look how crazy they drive. How do they keep up with which way the traffic's going? And da, 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 da. Well, when they come to U.S. America, and we have all of our traffic laws because we, are the greatest country on the face of the earth and the greatest country that has ever been on the face of the earth, we have traffic laws and we have things in place to keep people as safe as possible. They don't know these things because in their country, they do things like, oh, I'm going the wrong way, quick U-turn. And that just is one element of how dangerous it is to have all of these people in our country that don't want to learn the rules. They don't want to be Americans. They come here just to take advantage of what we have, which is the greatest economy and the most wealth of any country in history. They're not interested in being Americans. They're interested in being who they are and wanting America to turn into what they're used to. We're supposed to give up everything that we do and all of our culture. And yes, America has a distinctive culture. You know what when people say that, well, what do you mean? America was built by immigrants. America is a nation of immigrants. The American tradition, the traditions and the culture of America is doing everything better than all of these other countries. That's our culture, to be better than every other swinging country in the world. So yeah, when you come to America, you better be ready. You should be ready to act better in a better society than what you left. And I don't care whether you left Russia, Canada, or Sudan. When you come into this country, you should be prepared to up your game to be able to keep up with the greatest civilization in history. And if you can't, then you shouldn't be allowed the luxuries and freedoms that Americans are allowed. Now, it's a completely different story when you get into how these I don't even know whether evil is a good term for these professional Democrats anymore. Because I have story after story here tonight that just shows that they are just completely rotten where their heart should be and where their soul should be. And some of the stuff that they've done with their policies that have harmed kids, thousands and thousands of kids, claiming that they're for the little guy. They always claim that. But giving someone a driver's license in general when they can't even speak or read English, that's bad enough. But then to give them a driver's license that allows them to get behind an 18-wheeler and just hit the road? No. Something's got to be done about that. And you know what? The laws need to be made right now, all over the place, to fix that. Just like I say that if you're in this country, either on, good terms as a legal resident or a naturalized citizen or an illegal alien especially, if you protest against this country or if you go out and speak in a march or anything else against this country, you should be deported. If you're a naturalized citizen, you should be unnaturalized and deported. You shouldn't have the freedom to cause trouble in this country. And I would say that if you're out there protesting Republican ways. It just so happens that Republicans aren't really protesters. Except January 6th. January 6th was not the fault of Republicans. I'll still say that. There was something amiss in that, something shady in that. We don't act that way. Okay. So we're going to get into a lot of this stuff, and hopefully I'm going to throw some stuff at you that you haven't thought of yet. But we're going to have to start getting these laws in place to protect the American culture. And the American culture includes anybody of any racial descent or anybody who comes into this country wanting to be American, ready to pay allegiance to this country and its greatness. Doesn't matter where you come from. Okay. Got a lot to get into, and I guess the best thing to do that would be, I don't know, maybe next. Hang on.
More of the TJ Ritchie Show is coming up.
So I recently purchased the last pair of sunglasses Kyle is ever going to need. They're called Maglocks, and they're magnetic sunglasses by Distill Union. You have to check these out. They're magnetized so they stay on your shirt no matter what you're doing. Go to tjritchie.com/deals, code TJ for 20% off.
Hey, it's TJ, and you may have heard I have a little talk show now. It's from 7 to 9 every weeknight on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. And you can also watch it on YouTube. That's right, my beautiful face on YouTube. Go get signed up for the TJ Ritchie Show on YouTube. You can do that at tjritchie.com.
Radio, podcasts, and cool social media content. Get all the TJ you can handle at WBT.com/TJ. Now, back to the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
The easiest way, I think, to get all of that stuff is at tjritchie.com. You can do either one, WBT.com/TJ or TJ Ritchie, RITCHIE. That's the cool way to spell the name Ritchie. And the website, the tjritchie.com, works as an app on your phone. So you just pull it up on and attach it to your home screen and use it like an app. It's fancy schmancy on that. And then you can also hear the replay podcast of the morning show that I do that's syndicated, called the TJ and Riggins Show. You can listen to or watch that, or the podcast I do with my crazy wife called TJ and Jody's House. It's all kinds of stuff up there. Look, it was a deal. If I volunteered my time here at WBT, they would allow me to try to promote my other offerings, just for gas money and stuff. I tell you that all the time, and I'm not joking. I was not joking. All right. Now, look, I am no fan of Joy Reid, former MSNBC host. She is... she hates white people, and put it that way. It's pretty obvious, in my humble opinion, and everybody else's. that I know, that she hates white people. She doesn't like the Jewish people very much, according to some stuff she allegedly posted a while back, and doesn't like the gays very much. Again, allegedly. I have to say that. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. I'll check with my attorney friend to see if I have to say that, because she's a media figure. So all of that said, we went through this whole thing last night. If you missed it, shame on you. About these liberals who have been given a pass because of the quote unquote marginalized group to which they belong. Okay? Because Joy Reid, through the years, has proven herself to not be very stable, to not be very talented, to not be very intelligent. She's a dud all the way around, just a complete dud. And she would not even have a national personality. Nobody would even know who she is if she had to be there on her merit, strictly as a TV host. And while she does come off as being just an, out of her head, evil psychopath, and I'm not throwing that word around as just, oh, you're acting crazy, you're a psycho, you got mad about that, you're a psycho. I don't throw around mental health terms like that. I don't say somebody is OCD if they're not really OCD, because it's a real condition. And when you go throwing those terms around all the time when it doesn't apply, then you diminish the severity of what the words actually mean. So I really mean it when I tell you that I think the psychopathy has really taken over Joy Reid's brain. I'm going to play a clip for you. And this is a clip where she's holding the phone in selfie mode right in her face, just, right up in her face. And you listen to the things that she is talking about here, what she's saying, and you tell me she doesn't sound like somebody who has a mental condition. Listen.
The people who now no longer have to worry about competition to get into Harvard and Columbia and Yale, or to get the jobs they want, or the military appointments that they want, or the jobs in the Trump administration that they want. They don't have to worry about competition from black and brown people, because Stephen Miller and Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth from Fox and all the other people who are unqualified for their jobs are deleting all the blacks and the browns and making sure that they all get deported and locked up so that they don't have to compete and cannot compete with the people who, frankly, aren't qualified but have the right complexion for the connection when it comes to MAGA.
All right. Now, I'm telling you right now, I don't know the odds of anybody listening right now that knows Joy Reid or knows anybody who cares about Joy Reid. But we need to get word to her loved ones that she has gone over the deep end. She is in full, almost headed for a manic episode, what my grandmother used to call a nervous breakdown. About to have a nervous breakdown. I'm being as serious as I can be. That was the ramblings of a person who's not in their right mind. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be insulting right now. I'm telling you, because my Christian side is taking over here, that she needs help. As a sister in Christ of mine, I'm saying she needs help. I don't know how many of you, because I know a lot of you are mature Americans, But I don't know how many of you keep up with how people follow Britney Spears on Instagram, and she's constantly under, watch that she may just fall apart and crumble at any time because of the stuff that she does on social media. I think Joy Reid is there. I think the whole thing we talked about last night about how these liberals are finally getting the picture that they can't just get by anymore and receive praise just because they belong to this group or that group. They're being hit with reality of, Joy Reid, you're not doing well bringing in an audience. You're not doing well because you are a racist. We don't want to put you on TV because you're a racist and you're unstable and you're unpredictable. They can't be at this point, after their careers have been made on belonging to this group or that group, they can't all of a sudden make that transition into being judged on their merit. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to cope with it. And I think we're starting to see her crack up. And I know there are more to come. There are more right behind her that are going to be acting the same way. Because Trump is leading the country back to common sense. And, the other Republicans in power that, haven't had the courage to step up and do it until now, they're following along. Trump is leading them. And it's deteriorating the brain power and the emotions of these liberals. Okay. Hang on, we got more coming up.
The TJ Ritchie Show.
Hey, it's TJ, and the TJ Ritchie Show will be a multi-touch marketing option for all the cool businesses in town. I have no idea what that means. That was written by our business department, obviously, for me to read. If you're a cool business, I guess you know what it means. So go to tjritchie.com and find out more.
Identifying liberalism and mocking it relentlessly. This is the TJ Ritchie Show. On News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Isaac.
Yes, sir.
Did that Steve from the morning show just saying that promo about driven by Liberty Buick GMC, was that what that one was about Texas?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't have to say it here then. I'll say it in the next one since he just said.
All right, just wait till
the text line is driven by Liberty Buick GMC 704-570-1110. So I won't say that now, but remind me to say it later.
I'll remind you.
Okay. Got to let them know, ladies and gentlemen. Got to let them know who's paying the bills. So I can't believe I forgot to tell y'all this last night that my wife and I went to a new church. We visited a new church Sunday. And, we enjoyed it for the most part. We enjoyed it. But, when you're visiting a church and they're doing their regular thing, it's kind of like, don't know, are we standing now or how long are we going to stand? That kind of thing. But something strange happened, and the preacher made an announcement from the pulpit that was a little bit unorthodox, something different than what my wife and I are used to, when we're in church. Listen.
If you just farted, I want you to get the hell out the sanctuary.
So as you can see, that it's a little different. And people say, don't you know this is a serious news talk station? Playing stupid stuff like that. Lying to people about going to a new church just so you could get a joke in there. You're not on morning radio anymore. You're supposed to be more sophisticated. I am sophisticated. You people need to chill. Just chill, baby. Can you imagine being in church and the preacher saying that? And then the organist playing along with it. I just saw a story that I like, and I guess you will too if you're on the same, you're on the same page that I am with these kinds of things. It seems that Kristi Noem announced today that the border wall will be completed, and to make crossings even harder, at the president's request, they are going to paint the wall completely black. You know why, Isaac, they would paint it black? You got to turn your microphone on, too.
Why?
Because when you paint it black and you're in a desert, it's going to get a lot hotter to the touch. So, black it is.
Paint the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing's going to be black and hot. Ouch. See, that is the kind of stuff that makes people really bond with Trump. You know, it's like, if he says, let's protect our country from people coming into it illegally and changing the landscape of what America is, if they want to come in, we have laws that must be followed. And we build this wall, the big, beautiful wall, we're going to paint it black because that's just another layer of protection. People are like, hell yeah. And again, it's something that drives the Democrats even more nuts. Drives them bonkers, bonkers. Also, like I was talking about earlier, if you're in the country and you're not from here and you're speaking out against the country, and, they say, well, you can't deport them for protesting and all of that because free speech in the Constitution covers them as well. It doesn't stipulate whether or not you have to be an American citizen to be able to speak out. So the answer to that is, okay, it's our Constitution, change it. That's what Congress is in there for. They make laws, they change laws, they do, by the guidelines of our founding documents. They're not just supposed to be in there getting their pet projects passed so their hometowns or their districts or whatever can get a little bump here or there and then reelect them. There was a senator from West Virginia. He was the leader of the Democrats in the Senate at one time. His name was Robert Byrd. And Robert Byrd, being a Democrat, makes perfect sense to know that in his past he was a grand Kleagle of the Ku Klux Klan. I believe that's a recruiter for the Klan. Oh, and then, of course, the Democrats made all kinds of excuses for him. At his funeral, you should have heard Obama doing the eulogy and just singing his praises. A former Klansman of the high order. But anyway, they say if you go through West Virginia, there are so many Robert Byrd bridges and buildings and Robert Byrd post office and all that kind of stuff. Well, they would just forget about that and start working on laws and either adjusting the laws to cover the fact that Democrats have found a way around them and things like that to harm the country. If they would start doing that, it would be so much better. Wouldn't you think that your money would be better spent if that's what Congress is in there doing? Making us safer and protecting our property, which actually those things go hand in hand. They would have the easiest job there is. If that's what they focused on, what they're supposed to focus on. But both sides are focused on keeping their power. And I get it to a certain extent. That's their gig. That's their job. It's their livelihood. But you can have that livelihood and still be a decent person working for the people instead of just saying you work for the people. Yeah. Because I used to have power in this radio world in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hell, in the country. I was named one of the top 25 most influential radio personalities of the past quarter century. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that. But I don't have that now. So I know how debilitating it can be to lose your power. Right now, I'm just a guy that does 2 hours on a radio station for free. Just, I don't even know if the powers that be, like the high powers here at WBT, even know that I'm in the building ever. I don't think the top managers and bosses of the network here know that I'm in the building, or even who I am. So, what I'm saying is, I guess looking at it from a congressperson, a professional politician's way of looking at it, I would have probably screwed a lot of people over to maintain my power too. So forget my judgment of them. I would have done it. So I get it. But anyway, I'm trying to get that power back. One listener at a time. I gotta build it from the ground up. I got 11 to start with. Maybe one day I'll have 12. I don't know, but that's not up to me. That's up to you as one of the 11 listeners. I'm doing all I can. I can't do anymore. If you're not liking what I'm doing and you can't get other people to like what I'm doing, that's not my fault. Because I'm doing good stuff. It's up to you to do the rest. I can't do everything. I can't do the best talk show in America and listen to it at the same time. Come on now. I'm not a miracle worker. Okay. We'll get to something serious coming up next. I mentioned it a minute ago about how these Democrat policies and actually not just policies, but Democrat shady behavior from the highest of Democrats is harming children and has harmed thousands of children. So that's next.
It's TJ Ritchie.
If you want some of the most delicious pork products you have ever had, then you need to make an order at Big Fork Brands. That's right. Big Fork is at tjritchie.com/deals, and when you use the code TJ, you'll save 20%. It's Big Fork.
So there's a reason that the Dewdrops are the #1 seller in the Love Into skincare line. They're my absolute favorite if I'm dry, dull, just need a little pick-me-up during the day, which a lot of times I do. The other day I was in the car line picking up Delilah from kindergarten, and I just was feeling dry and dull. I put some on, and when I got to the space to pick her up, the teacher that opened the door said, "Lindsay, your skin looks amazing." I said, "Oh my God, thank you." It's the Love Into Dewdrops. Go to tjritchie.com/deals, code TJ for 21% off.
Late, live, and local. It's the TJ Ritchie Show. on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Okay. The green-eyed patriot is on duty, ladies and gentlemen. Fear not. I'm here. I don't know what good I'm doing here, but I am here. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. Whenever you call me, I'll be there. Here's the thing. I've been telling you since day one of doing this show that Democrats, professional Democrats, don't care about anybody. They don't care about the well-being of any, what they call marginalized groups. They don't care about any downtrodden, any single moms, any people with disabilities, any of these people that they claim to champion. They do not care about them when it comes down to it. Because I don't think that they have they can't care about anybody but themselves and their power, or they wouldn't act the way they do. Just the facts. So, do you remember all of that political theater with Sandy Cortez, AOC, talking about Trump locking children in cages at the border and all of that kind of thing, and going down there and pretending like she was crying. He's wearing the white outfit and, pretending like she was just being harassed by ICE for being down at those detention centers and all of that. And then you come to find out that Obama put those rules in place about how to deal with migrant children who didn't have their parents with them on the trek. It didn't matter. But they still kept up this act that they were concerned for these innocent migrant children. Well, during the Biden administration, whoever was running the administration, whoever was acting as president behind Joe Biden, a.k.a. Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's, they proved when they opened that border to everybody they could possibly get in here that they don't care about these children. They don't care about these women being raped and all on the trek from Mexico with coyotes and drug cartels and all of this kind of stuff. They don't care. They just wanted them here to cause chaos and to boost the census numbers so they could get more seats in the House and they could get more votes along the way. So Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, who I believe just celebrated his 161st birthday, I believe. He's a Republican from Iowa. He revealed in a bombshell report that former President Joe Biden's Department of Health and Human Services continuously placed unaccompanied alien children, UACs, in homes across the United States with adult sponsors who were not vetted by the agency. The report is thanks to President Donald Trump's HHS providing the Senate Judiciary Committee with the UAC data that shows what had been reported for years under Biden, mainly as the UACs were not tracked by the administration and were often placed in homes with adults who were not vetted beforehand. In particular, the report reveals that Biden's HHS placed more than 11,000 unaccompanied alien children in homes with adult sponsors who were not their parents, relatives, or even vetted through fingerprints and background checks. They're supposed to be, if you're going to be the sponsor of a child who's is an unaccompanied alien child, you're supposed to have your fingerprints done and your background checked by the FBI, not with those Marxists running the Biden administration. They just wanted them here. Get in, get in, get in, get in. Everybody, come on, come on, come on, come on. Now, why do I say that this proves that they don't care about the well-being of these children? I don't know. You ever heard of anything called sex trafficking with children? You ever heard of turning children into sex slaves or selling them to perverts? And there's no way that these people running the Biden administration did not know the dangers of that. No way. But they didn't care. These are ruthless Marxists that will do anything to anybody to change the political landscape of this country and to also change it completely, remake it against how it was founded. I mean, we knew this back when Obama was running for president the first time. He said, I can't wait to, quote, fundamentally change America. That means from the bottom, everything about him, fundamentally change America. You know, they say that man is made in God's image. Well, this country is, to the Marxists, it needs to be made into their reimagination. That's why Marxists and leftists always use the term reimagine. We're going to reimagine that. This is reimagine. And then, people in our culture pick it up and they just start running with it. Like, oh, that's a good word. Let's focus group that word. See how people feel about it. I'm going to tell you how they feel about it. They feel like their country is being taken from them and turned into something they don't want. That's what reimagine America means. And if they have to turn a blind eye to little innocent children being sold and turning them out into strangers' homes, that's what they'll do. Well, that is what they did. So again, I know Trump came along, and thank God he did, but he's only got 3 more years. And we got to have somebody in line next that's going to pick it up where he left off. We can't just sit around and say, oh, Trump fixed it, because Trump doesn't have time to fix everything. I'm telling you, Democrats cannot be trusted with any leadership position in our government at any level. Because this is what they're made of. What I just told you, that's what Democrats are made of. Professional Democrats. That's who they are. All right, TJ on the News is coming up next.
More of the TJ Ritchie Show is...
Hey, it's TJ, and yes, it is going strong. The TJ Ritchie Show. It's my new political podcast on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT, and you need to sign up and get all the inside scoop on everything and get the special little perks by being a member of the Ritchie Gang. Be a gangster. Just go to tjritchie.com and sign up today.
Live from the big city of Charlotte, North Carolina, it's TJ on the News.
News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. I told y'all that I may not be here long. The electricity just went out on my side of the studio. If that's not trying to send me a signal, I don't know what is. I'm sitting here in the dark on this side of the room, and the other side of the room is illuminated. So, ladies and gentlemen, this could be the final TJ on the News segment. They're trying to send me a code or something. So, Isaac is here, Lonnie Ray is here, and it's time for TJ on the News lead story.
Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it.
All right, cruises have gotten a bad rap lately. You know, a few massive brawls on the high seas on the Carnival cruise lines and stuff. That does it for you. And then I guess these documentaries aren't doing the cruise industry any favors. These Netflix documentaries, one about being stuck on the ship and poop coming down the walls. And then I think that one's actually called the Poop Cruise documentary.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. And then the other one is a crime documentary about some woman disappearing on one. And now you got this. I guess this is trying to help the cruise industry because there's no need to pack your bags to board an upcoming nude cruise.
Hey.
Departing Port Miami, February 9th, 2026. So you boys got enough time to save your money. Just get a deposit down. They'll let you pay it off up until the time you sail. The company Bare Necessities, get it? You don't get it.
It's the
The Bare Necessities Tour and Travel says that they've teamed up with Norwegian Cruises. Now, that's a pretty good cruise line, Norwegian Cruises, for the, quote, big nude boat, end quote. Bare Necessities Tour and Travel is pleased to confirm its full ship charter agreement with Norwegian Cruise Line for an annual Big Nude Boat 2026 cruise. But I'll just read how it's written. But while you can let it all hang out while docked in port, there are rules for the 11-day nude cruise, according to Bare Necessities. You can't show your assets to diners at the poolside buffet, to other shipgoers from your balcony, or to port authorities inspecting the ship. Now, wouldn't that be something if you pulled up and the port authority gets on the boat and they're running around trying to inspect it and you're like, hey, look at this.
Hey, it is the nude cruise, so.
Also, no genital jewelry allowed, which, by the way, is a sign on my front door at home.
Guys are taking all the fun away.
dude who's coming to your house.
I just want to make sure that anybody that is coming to my house follows that one rule. Also, no fetish wear or bare bottoms on surfaces. You have to use a towel as a buffer the whole time you're there. It's going to Bahamas, Jamaica, and Aruba. So that's a long cruise. That's an 11-day cruise. That's long. And I wonder how many times that will be said on the cruise.
Got 'em.
That's a long one, huh?
I think it's not fair. I can't wear my chaps or my collar or
Yeah.
You know, so.
I think you can, just not out in front of people.
Lonnie has
Yeah, go
chaps.
up on the Lido deck at night.
Yep.
And you'll be all right.
Okay.
Yeah. But you could do that on any cruise. All right, next story. Ooh. The sound quality of that song that I picked was a little thin, as we say in the business. It's not a good copy of that. But what he was saying in the song is "C'est la vie," a song by Robbie Neville from the 80s. People have a dream from their childhood that they will earn a lot of money without hardly doing anything. Well, this dream came true for a French woman. Get it? She's French. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
Yeah. She described it, though, as being a, quote, psychological torture. And she is suing the corporation that hired her. So to break it down without having to read the thing word for word, here's the gist of it. She was hired by this company, qualified for all kinds of things. She developed a health condition, and she had seizures and things. So they put her in a section of the company to accommodate her. Then she realized that she had another health condition on top of that. She asked to be transferred to another town, and they were going to do that, and then they found out with this new condition that she had that she can't travel anywhere. She can't go anywhere. So they've been paying this woman for 20 years, her full salary, to not do anything. They've just said, hey, bad luck, you've gotten these things, and we're not asking you to work. Well, she's suing because not giving her something to do has caused her mental anguish. Forced inactivity has just ruined her, and now she's suing the company. Man, I would sit at home and just wait on my paycheck to get deposited, and then I'd go do my thing. Think I'm going to ask them to put me to work doing something? No, not at all. The French, what are you going to do, huh? They're crazy, the French. Next story.
Blame it on the goose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drunk, got you in the zone. Blame it on the alcohol.
All right, a New Jersey couple was out having some fun, doing a little drinking. The man got cited for DUI and taken to jail. The woman was drunk as well, and the police said, we'll give you a ride home. We're going to impound the vehicle, give you a ride home, and then you need to get a loved one or somebody to go to the jail to pick up your husband when he gets bailed out. They drive her home. She gets out. Thank you, officers. So she goes in the house. They drive off. 30 minutes later, they look out the window of the police station, and guess who's driving up to bail the man out of jail? She is, with her drunk driving up there. So they get a couple's DUI together. Isn't that nice? That is wonderful.
You think they get to go to court the same day?
I hope so. I would love to be the judge on that one. All right, and finally. 31-year-old woman near Lexington, Kentucky is facing charges after she damaged her ex-boyfriend's car so badly that she totaled it. Her name is Stephanie Carlquist. They got in some sort of a fight earlier last month, and she slashed one of his tires. But the real damage came later that month when they had another fight, and she smashed his windshield, cracked his rearview mirror, destroyed his radio, filled his vents with glitter, and poured salt in his engine.
Nice.
His car had to be towed, and the insurance company said it was a total loss because it would cost $12,500 to fix it, and that's more than the car is worth. So for some reason, Stephanie was there when the tow truck driver showed up and told him that she was the one who did it. And then she also fessed up to in texts to her boyfriend later on and claimed she did it because she's stressed out and pregnant. But it's not clear if he's the father or not. That could be what they were arguing about. She admitted to the police that she broke the windshield and put glitter in the vents, but tried to claim some of the other damages were because of her ex and that he was overdue for an oil change. That's what caused all the other stuff. They charged her with felony criminal mischief, but she didn't seem too upset about it in her mugshot because she was smiling like an idiot. Just big, evil smile. Yeah, I did it. All right, so I have some more thoughts on this story with the idea that women just have free reign to destroy a man's property if he does something she doesn't like, but especially if he cheats on her, like in the song. And it's not healthy for a civilized culture. So we'll get into that coming up next.
The TJ Ritchie Show.
Pet hair can cause havoc on your washer and your dryer. You know, you've done a load of laundry, you've washed it, you take it out of the dryer, and then you realize it's still covered in hair. That's because pet hair can get clogged up in your washing machine. Luckily, there is an awesome product called the Pet Hair Dissolver. It's an enzymatic formula that you just dump in your washing machine, and it actually eliminates the pet hair, resulting in cleaner, fresher clothes. Here's how to get it. Go to tjritchie.com/deals. That's where you'll find the Pet Hair Dissolver. Again, it's tjritchie.com/deals. It's the best price you'll find on it anywhere.
He's radio royalty in the Carolinas and Queen Charlotte's sweetest prince. It's TJ Ritchie on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Wow, getting a lot of nice texts up in here. As the young bros would say, preach. Preach. Preach, dog. Bro. You know, it's a pet peeve of mine, Isaac, that when people, and it's usually young dudes, refer to chicks as bro or dude. I don't like that.
Not a big fan of that?
No, it makes no sense. A bro is a male person, not a male carrier, but a man.
Yeah.
And so is a dude. And you know what else I don't like is when women use those words referring to each other. I don't like it. I think Trump should work on that as being one of the new laws to protect our culture. Women are not allowed to call each other dude or bro, or give each other high fives. You know, it always looks awkward when women high five each other. I'm sorry. Women, you're a lot better at men than in a lot of ways, at a lot of things, but high fiving is not good woman behavior.
Lots of palm to wrist,
and it's a like a lot of times they push instead of move forward. They push from their elbow tucked into each other. I mean, it's a disaster. Every time I've witnessed it, it's a disaster. And I don't know that you should be trying to high five men either. And definitely, we got to do away with a high 10. I thought that was gone with the barefoot kicker in the NFL. I thought that went away a long time ago. Do you not know that? A long time ago, there were guys who kicked field goals and kicked off in the NFL barefooted.
What?
Yeah. You didn't know that, Isaac?
What about when it was cold?
They got more attention from the camera if it was cold.
Dog.
Look it up.
Dog.
Go to the YouTubes later and do it. On your time, not mine.
I was doing it right now, my bad.
No, man, no.
That's my fault.
You satisfy your curiosity on your time. Okay, we were just talking about this story of this crazy woman, crazy girl, who got in an argument with her boyfriend, slashed his tire. He took her back. They got into another argument a couple of weeks later, and then she totaled his vehicle by beating it with a bat and putting glitter in the vents and all kinds of stuff. Totaled it. Now you see it as a person my age, an old man, and you think, why in the world would this guy still be with her after she slashed his tire over a disagreement? Because tires is expensive. Ladies and gentlemen, tires are out of control expensive. And if she slashed my tire and she's just my girlfriend, she better be getting to stepping. Her crazy better be stepping out away from me and out of my house. But yet, he's still cool with it. Look, baby, we can work it out. We can work it out. And then a couple weeks later, this is what happens. He gets his truck destroyed. Now, I'm saying that was my first thought. And then I kept scrolling in the story and I found the girl's mugshot where she's smiling like an idiot, proud of what she did. And when I saw her mugshot, I said, well, that is why the young Maine is willing to put up with her psycho behavior. Because she's pretty. I don't have it pulled up here, Isaac, but you can Google that. Where did I say it happened? Kentucky. Kentucky girl destroys ex-boyfriend's car in whatever. Now, there are two things about her that really stand out in the mugshot. And it looks to me like the officer who took the mugshot made sure to crop it exactly where it needed to be cropped. So it looked like her bosom was sitting on a shelf. Am I lying? Did you find it?
He ain't lying.
Right. Now, as a 55-year-old Maine, if I suddenly found myself single and I'm dating somebody and they had one crazy incident like that of cutting my tire, I'd be done. Would you have forgiven it if she looks like that as a young man, Isaac?
Earlier, whenever you were telling the story, I was like, after that first time, that's the last fight we ever had. But now, she just got some growing up to do. You know, we're just learning together.
Give her some grace.
She deserves grace. She needs a little grace.
Okay, but here's the thing. And I've said this for many, many years. Women, because a guy does you dirty, does not give you a free pass to destroy his property. Even if he cheats on you, that is not grounds for you to destroy his private property. He may deserve it. I'll give you that. He may deserve it for the way he's done you. As my Nana would say back in Louisiana, the way he did you so dirty, he may deserve it. But we have private property rights in this country. We have laws. And I say to any guy whose girlfriend or wife flips out and destroys your property, something of value, like a truck, or even cases where they start trying to burn down your house. I've seen that. You got to press charges, send them to the penitentiary. They got to go to penitentiary to know not to do that again. And as a deterrent to other crazy women who want to do those kinds of things. You know, when that Carrie Underwood song came out, Before He Cheats, so I dug my key into the side of his pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive, went off on it with a Louisville Slugger and did the whole thing. Carrie Underwood should have gone to penitentiary. If I ever meet Carrie Underwood after all these years, now she's one of us, though, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that, Isaac? She's one of us. Yeah.
Beautiful.
She's a repub.
Oh.
She is a repub. I'd still tell her. I'd say, Carrie, I'm a fan, and I think you're just as pretty as a peach. But back when you were young and you would have done that to my truck, you know where she would have gone, Isaac?
Where would she have gone?
Penitentiary.
Got him.
She got to go to penitentiary. Now, if that fella back then would have sent Carrie Underwood to the penitentiary, there'd be a lot fewer of those type incidents now. But I guess the statute of limitations is gone and all of that, where he couldn't come back now and send her to penitentiary, press charges on her. But that's because men are weak. Men are weak to the feminine wiles of a pretty girl. Even Isaac, who's, he's an old soul for his age. He doesn't think the way most 23-year-old guys think. He's got work ethic. He's got an idea of what he wants to do, where he wants to go, and how to get there, and the whole thing. Yet even he melts when he sees a hot mugshot with her gigantic bosom front and center on a shelf. He's melted like a block of Velveeta in a crock pot. Don't be weak like that, Isaac. You're better than that. Don't be a weak man. The strongest a man can be, now you listen to me, strongest a man can be is when he can say no to a woman's offerings. Women have that smart bomb that they can always turn on to the men and get them to do what they want or get them to forget something that they did wrong. The most power a man has is the power to decline. If you don't learn anything else from me about radio or any of that, since I'm an expert on radio, if you don't even take any of the radio knowledge I try to spew at you, take that life advice with you. I'm telling you. 50% of the time, it works every time. All right. Hang on. We got something else coming up next.
It's TJ Ritchie.
Hey, it's TJ, and yes, it is going strong. The TJ Ritchie Show. It's my new political podcast on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT, and you need to sign up and get all the inside scoop on everything and get the special little perks by being a member of the Ritchie Gang. Be a gangster. Just go to tjritchie.com and sign up today.
He's America's coolest conservative. Welcome to the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Oh, I'm not lying, Isaac. I'll whoop anybody on this radio station. Anybody. Any challengers that do a show on this radio station, I'll whoop them all. And you know who knows that better than anybody?
Who knows that?
Beth Troutman. Oh. She don't want to play with me. She don't want this 2-piece and a biscuit. Hey, the lights just came back on, Isaac, and I think they're brighter than the sun. Can you hit that dimmer switch thing over there? I would do it, but I'm talking to the people.
I got it.
Thank you. You're a sweet boy. You are a sweet boy. But maybe we could set that up for charity. Just a parking lot brawl between, I don't know. I guess I could take Winterable first. Get him out of the way.
I think we should do boxing, and we could do host and producers.
Not boxing.
Okay.
No, I'm picking up gravel, throwing it in their eyes and stuff. That's what I mean. You don't fight fair. What are you talking about? None of that. I mean, seriously, can you imagine somebody trying to pick a fight with Brett Winterble? Sweet as he is, such a nice guy. Now, some of the other people that talk on the radio, I bet you that I bet Pete Callender can hold his own.
I tell you what, I think Winterble, he might chew.
Oh, I think he could too.
Chew somebody's ear off.
No, I think he might. I think Winterble can hang. Physically fighting, I think he could do it. But it's just that he's such a nice guy. I just can't imagine anybody having enough beef with him to want to fight him.
Yeah.
Now Pete Callender, he pushes buttons now.
Yeah.
He pushes them. But I bet you, I don't know. I'm wondering about Vince Coakley though, because I mean he's always mad. It seems like he's always mad at something.
He's got some yelling, rage built up.
He's yelling and all that. So I don't know. He might flip out on somebody.
Yeah.
But I mean that's off the issues. We got important issues here.
Okay.
Isaac,
Sorry about that.
Got important issues. Can't be talking about fighting the other hosts.
I shouldn't have brought it up.
Or mugshots of hot, crazy girls that destroy men's property.
She was beautiful.
Okay. There is, I see that the story in Breitbart says that a lot of student visas are being revoked because the government is now actually looking at these government visas and who's holding them. And if they're criminals, they got any type of crime on their record, or they've done anything against America, like I've been saying, then their visas are getting revoked. Now, I don't know whether American Express and MasterCard are going to follow suit, but their visas are done. Cancel the visas. So we'll see what happens with that. That Gavin Newsom is on a roll because everybody's picking on him for being such an idiot. And he's still trying to get his reputation out there as a tough guy because he wants to run for president. I saw a clip of my main, Ron DeSantis, today at a press conference. And he said that people ask him what the secret of his leadership is and why Florida's so great under him and all of this stuff. And he says, it's not that big a deal. It's not that hard. I have a cheat code. I just look at what they're doing in New York, Illinois, and California, and I do the opposite. See? Love that. Love that. And I have not held back on my support for Governor Ron DeSantis being the next president. It would be a great move. Great move. Either him or Roy Cooper.
No.
Roy Cooper. Ugh. But Gavin Newsom was talking about how Trump needs to get out of D.C., and he's talking about all these other, 8 of the top 10 murder states in the country are red states. Why is Trump in these blue cities and states doing all this stuff? But here is the thing. He was fact-checked on this by a guy that calls his account Right-Winged Angel on social media. And the top 10 cities, violent crime, murder rate, they're all run by Democrats. And being a native Louisianian, I'm surprised that New Orleans was the only city that made that list. It's not a pleasant place when it comes to crime. But you see, that's the stuff that I was talking about last night so much. The media won't check on those things. They'll just, if a Democrat comes on and they say something, the media just takes it as it is. Meanwhile, they will falsely fact check any Republican that says something on one of their shows or something like that. But man, these Democrats are so frustrated right now. And I'm happy to see it. So happy to see it. And then I heard on one of the news breaks on the radio station the other day that that Roy Cooper is leading the polls against like anybody running against him, Republican or Democrat, something like that. Hopefully that'll change. I mean, we as the 11 listeners getting together and forming this. First of all, we need to form a prayer chain that he's never given authority over anything else as long as he lives, because he's such a disastrous villain. trying to rule with an iron fist the way he did in COVID, showing himself to be a full-blown communist. And what's up with that hair? I gotta admit, I wish I had thick hair like that. I'm not nearly as old as he is, and he's got that thick hair, but he needs some other hairstyle. Then again, I'm not helping him out, advising him of that. Like, he just go around looking like a wannabe dictator all the time. I don't care. Makes my skin crawl, y'all. It makes my skin crawl. It's like he's one of the evil ant people. You know, he turns into a giant fire ant at night and terrorizes the neighborhoods. That's what he reminds me of. We got to take a break, and then I got some hypocrisy to point out from Kamala Harris's ugly stepdaughter. Even her own people are after her for being a hypocrite, and you gotta love it. Gotta love it. So we'll do that next.
The TJ Ritchie Show.
So I know you've heard me talk about Eric Javits hats that I've purchased in the past, but I'm telling you, they have the cutest bags. I just got the mini duffel in bronze, and I also want it in silver. It's regular $375, and I'm here to tell you it's final sale. It is on sale, and with code TJ, it's way under $100. You're not going to be disappointed. Go to tjritchie.com/deals, code TJ for 21% off, and shop it up, because that code will get you some good deals.
Radio, podcasts, and cool social media content. Get all the TJ you can handle at WBT.com/TJ. Now, back to the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Metallica. For Whom the Bell Tolls. I know that's not the name of the song. I just like saying it. The Metallica World Tour 2025. Master. You know who does not like it at all when I do the big announcer voice like that? My wife. Especially when we're in the car together. She'll say, okay, it's enough, stop. Okay. Honey, where do you want to go for dinner tonight? I think I'll take you to Red Lobster. Red Lobster. Tonight. Let's hear any of those nerds do that on this station. Bunch of damn nerds. Nerd alert. Just kidding. Just having some fun with you, that's all. Just having some fun with you guys. Okay, so the other night we had a video of that disgusting, very, very unfortunate-looking Ella Emhoff. She's Doug Emhoff's daughter. Not the one he made with the nanny. This is another one. This is a grown one. Doug Emhoff is Kamala Harris's husband, hapless husband. So you remember, and if you don't remember, I'll refresh your memory here. She said that one of the things that had her so bent out of shape right now, she complained to her TikTok followers that she was struggling with quote unquote climate anxiety. And it's part of what I've been talking about is that they just keep going back to the same issues over and over when something's not working, they grab the next one, throw it against the wall. So they're back full-fledged on the climate crisis because nothing else is working. All of the All of the other issues, Trump being a dictator, all that stuff is not working. So she's got climate anxiety, right? And she said that the weight of environmental concerns are just too much for her. She said, I think everything with the environment is really blanking getting to me. And it is, I experience a lot of climate anxiety, like all of us do. Not like all of us do, but like all of us do. But her followers on the social medias say, hey, wait a minute, Miss Climate Scientist, Miss Guardian of the Climate and the Earth. You're posting videos showing off your stuff that you just bought in plastic bags. Ooh. What's that about? Little Miss Hypocrisy? But, that's how these most of these issues with Democrats work. They'll come out and say, this is the only way to save the planet. And then a few years later, that is the worst thing you can do for the planet. I remember specifically when we had to switch from destructive paper bags, killing trees, which then in turn made the air dirty, which was killing the climate and the atmosphere and no paper bags. Forget that the paper bags are way more efficient when you're getting groceries and stuff. No more. But they gave you a choice at first. Remember, paper or plastic? That was what they always asked you, paper or plastic. But they would say first, they'd try to push the plastic ones on you. They'd say, is plastic okay? As they start stacking the groceries. And the reason for that is because from what I understand, it's easier to put stuff in the plastic bags than it is to organize them and distribute the weight and all like you're supposed to in a paper bag. And then you older folks know what I'm talking about. If you ever said, no, I'd rather have paper, you got the eye roll and the from the person that was bagging the groceries. And then I would say something, I'd get all mad and I'd say, hey, if you don't start bagging those groceries, I'm going to bag your mama.
Oh, got him.
And my wife said, what? Figure of speech, baby. It's figure of speech. So then it went to no choice. You got no choice. It's plastic. You got to have plastic. And then it started coming back around the other way. So it's like that with a lot of this crap because none of it has any substance. The fact that we use paper bags is not taking away so many trees that it's going to kill the air and make the air poisonous. The fact that we use plastic bags is not going to, fill the rivers and streams and kill the wildlife and whatever else they claim that it does. It's just ridiculous. So the leaders of that environmental movement are Marxists, and the people who believe it are dupes. They're marks. You're a mark. Like a con man would make you a mark. That's what you are. If you run around scared that the climate is going to be destroyed beyond repair before you die or before your grandkids die. I mean, come on, get out of here. See, this is where that comes into play that I always talk about. It takes courage to be free, right? And you live in the United States of America where we clean up our messes better than any other country on the face of the earth. And they say Republicans want to, just their environmental policies want to poison the air and the water and our drinking water. Like Republicans have a completely separate stash of air and water that we can survive on. It's so stupid. So stupid. And obviously this girl, Kamala's stepdaughter, is not all there. Up in the head. She's a little bit off her rocker, I think. And mean. You know who's really mean? A young woman that is super mean, vicious, is Tim Wall's daughter. Yeah, you know Tim. Mind your own damn business. Tim Walz, former vice presidential candidate. Kamala Harris. Mind your own damn business. His daughter is a brat. She is vicious, vicious. Snarky. A snarky little communist. Those are the worst kind. The snarky communists. Oh. Those are the most repulsive. But we, as common sense people, need to stop even letting this stuff get a pass. We always have to point out. We got to start pointing out every time. Okay, that's foolish. You're going to say that because I use this type of light bulb that I'm killing the planet, or because I drive this car to work every day, I'm killing the planet. Please, get out of my face. You're ridiculous. You're a joke. Go glue yourself to a wall somewhere and protest the paint that's on it being toxic. Just take your ignorance away so I don't catch it. And I'm going to go on about my business. So that's all we got to do. We just got to start pointing out that they are weirdos and they are not to be believed or trusted. The brats. Nobody likes a brat. Not even if the brat is their kid. All right. The great one, Mark Levin, is coming up next. Remember, God loves you. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Have you seen these awesome glasses TJ's daughter Lainey found? They're called Aquila, and they're 10% off when you use code TJ at checkout at aquila.la and the deals page at tjritchie.com.
Hey, it's TJ, and yes, my new political show is on. It's every weeknight from 7 until 9 on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. So go ahead and add TJ Ritchie to your home screen on the phone and download the WBT app.